react too fast. You speak before seeing. Your nervous system has been hijacked by invisible scripts written by people who know how to press your buttons before you even know you have them. They read you, control you, win without raising a hand. Why? Because your face leaks truth. Because your energy is an open book. Because silence terrifies you more than conflict. But what if that silence became your weapon? What if in the moment of insult, pressure, or chaos, you gave them nothing? No emotion, no defense, just stillness so cold, it made them rethink reality. This isn't a mindset. This is a neural override. A complete deletion of reactivity from your system. And once you install it, you stop being readable. You start being feared. This video isn't for everyone. It's a breach protocol, a code. And once you hear it, you don't go back. Hack 1. The breach pause. Most people react within 0.5 seconds of emotional stimulation. That micro gap is where control is either lost or seized. The breach pause is a precision, engineered tactic that forces your brain to reject knee-jerk responses. It simulates a breach in the emotional loop, a black void between trigger and reaction. The moment you delay response by force, you take authority over your nervous system. This is not hesitation. This is a command. The breach pause doesn't suppress emotion. It decouples it from behavior. You are teaching your brain to observe first, decide second, and act third. In that exact order, most brains blur these into one impulsive burst. You're about to break that default. Execution. During any situation that spikes your emotional pressure, conflict, insult, demand, or pressure, you initiate a deliberate, 3-step internal sequence. Step 1. Breathe in sharply and freeze all external movement. Step 2. Mentally repeat the word pause 3 times. Step 3. Observe your surroundings with wide peripheral vision for exactly 2 seconds. Don't speak, don't nod, don't frown. This creates a visible psychological breach. The other person will feel it, and your body will fight it. But you hold. That delay creates a neurological divide between your primitive emotion and your chosen behavior. Practice this during light conversations, social media scrolling, or even while watching emotional videos. The point is to train the delay. The more unnatural it feels, the deeper it's cutting into your old reflexes. Result: after 1 week, your reactions slow down, your speech gains weight. People begin pausing after they speak to you, confused by your composure. After a month, your brain stops assuming urgency. Emotional data gets routed through higher reasoning, not survival reflexes. In negotiation, arguments, or danger, your calm becomes unsettling. Your presence becomes unpredictable. You stop giving people the rhythm they expect, and that breaks their influence. You are no longer part of their emotional script. You write your own timing, and timing is power. This is what separates the manipulated from the controller. Hack 2. The Conflict Deadzone. When conflict hits, the average brain snaps into 2 modes, fight or flee. Both are reactive, both make you predictable. The Conflict Deadzone is a mental chamber, a space where you neither escalate nor retreat. You freeze the battlefield, not as a coward, but as a strategist. This is the split-second zone where you override your survival programming and hold the line with brutal calm. You don't defend. You don't explain. You don't move. You exist in a psychological dead zone where emotion dies and precision is born. This state breaks the momentum of the aggressor. They are expecting you to react. And when you don't, their script collapses. Now you control the pacing. Now you choose the outcome. Execution. The moment conflict arises, a raised voice, a challenge, a personal attack, you step into the dead zone. You do not interrupt. You do not match tone. You drop your heart rate through breath control. 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out, you maintain neutral posture. No head tilt, no gestures. Your face becomes unreadable. In your mind, imagine a wall going up around your nervous system. Nothing enters, nothing exits. You are not resisting, you are observing. When the other person finishes, you wait a full 3 seconds. You speak slowly, surgically, and with minimal words. No defense, no blame. Just precise, low-toned statements or questions that shift the focus back to logic. Repeat this pattern every time tension rises. Your body must remain still. Your voice must remain cold. You are no longer a participant. You are a sovereign observer deciding when and if to strike. Result: you become the psychological wall others crash into. Instead of being dragged into chaos, you freeze it. This destroys the attacker's rhythm. They expect heat. You give them ice. They expect chaos. You give them stillness. Over time, people stop testing you. Your presence becomes heavy, untouchable, respected. You are seen as someone who does not bend, does not break, and does not play games. In the dead zone, there is no fear, only control. Hack 3. The Dopamine Fastlane. Modern life is engineered to fry your brain's reward system. Every swipe, click, like message, dopamine hits. But they're cheap, shallow, addictive. You end up chasing micro rewards while your long-term goals rot in the background. The Dopamine Fastlane flips this system. It's not about removing pleasure. It's about delaying it with surgical precision to multiply its power. Instead of dopamine spikes every 10 seconds, you earn one massive surge after disciplined effort. This creates a neurological shift. You stop chasing distraction and start chasing progress. The brain adapts. Your reward system gets rewired. What once felt boring, work, silence, training, starts to feel like victory. You're no longer a slave to stimulation. You become the architect of your own chemical power. Execution. Start with a 72-hour protocol. During this window, eliminate all instant reward triggers. No sugar, no porn, no social media, no entertainment. Wake up and go straight into cold action. A workout, journaling, silence. Build 3 daily grind windows of 90 minutes each. No notifications, no music, no tabs. After each window, reward yourself with nothing. Just breathe, feel the absence. Let the craving rise. Let it scream and do nothing. On day 4, reintroduce one controlled reward. Maybe a film, a dessert, a conversation. But only after your grind is done. Train your brain to associate dopamine with execution, not escape. Each week, extend the length between reward and effort. Eventually, you can delay gratification for days, then unleash it like a weapon. Result: after 10 days, everything changes. Junk dopamine loses its grip, focus deepens, energy stabilizes. You no longer need cheap entertainment. You need challenge. Your brain starts to link pleasure to discipline. While others scroll for the next high, you build empires in silence. The dopamine fastlane isn't about pleasure denial. It's about creating the conditions for real, sustainable mental power. You become immune to distraction, immune to addiction. And in a world that's chemically enslaved, you walk free with a brain that bends to your will. Hack 4. The Neutrality Override. Humans are wired to react, to flinch, defend, argue, retreat. This reflex was survival, but now it's weakness. The Neutrality Override is the mental kill switch that shuts down all emotional leakage. It's not about being numb. It's about weaponized stillness. In chaos, your silence becomes threat. In confrontation, your still face becomes dominance. When someone insults, pressures, manipulates, you respond with nothing. No defense, no twitch, just cold presence. The brain, expecting tension, panics in the absence. This rewires your neuro-emotional loop. Instead of needing to respond, you start controlling space through your lack of response. The override removes your buttons. You become unfuckwithable, not because you attack, but because nothing can provoke you. Execution. Begin with trigger training. Each morning, write 3 personal insults that would normally hurt you. Read them out loud to yourself, expressionless. No flinch, no reply. Just absorb the words. Breathe. Next, apply real-time override drills. When someone challenges you, do not justify, argue, or explain. Pause for 5 seconds. Say nothing or respond with one flat line. Noted? Understood? Okay. Hold eye contact. Stay still. Let the silence create discomfort in them. They'll try to pull emotion out of you. Don't bite. Even in digital spaces, train the same. If you get a hostile message, read it 3 times before responding, and then reply with the most neutral, minimal phrase. Practice in conversations. Remove emotional qualifiers. Speak only facts. Let people guess how you feel. Result: within a week, people start treating you differently. Your calm becomes unsettling. Your silence becomes control. Aggressors hesitate before confronting you. Friends ask if something's changed. You've stopped being readable, and that makes you powerful. The override reduces reactivity, increases internal stability, and hardens your presence in every room. Emotionally, you develop armor. Not coldness, but control. You feel more, not less. But nothing escapes unless you choose. You own your reactions. Your stillness speaks louder than words. And in a world addicted to noise and validation, your silence becomes a weapon they can't decode. The brain rewire. Your brain is not built for peace. It's built for pattern prediction, and that includes threats, insults, and emotional chaos. So when you're insulted, interrupted, or ignored, your nervous system doesn't wait. It fires, not because the situation is dangerous, but because it resembles past psychological bruises stored deep in your anterior insular cortex. This is the battlefield, not your body, not your emotions, but your predictive code. The neutrality override is not emotional suppression. It's identity-level defiance. You are training your neurons to stop interpreting signal as self-attack. Neuroscientist Joseph Leduc, famous for his work on survival circuits, proved that emotional reactions often bypass rational processing entirely. But what if you reverse the circuit? What if calm wasn't your reaction, but your default threat response? Outcome: within a week, the insula salience network reduces the emotional tagging on social stimuli. People insult you, and your brain forgets to react. They raise their voice. You don't even flinch. They try to bait you. You stare back with unbroken stillness. You've sabotaged the brain's panic architecture. You've weaponized neutrality. They won't know if you're enlightened or preparing for war. You were a slave to expression. Tension pulled at your face. You reacted in microseconds, defending, explaining, over-justifying. You'd walk into a room and scan for approval, then adjust your energy to fit the mood. In debates, you lost before you opened your mouth, because your face confessed fear your words tried to hide. Your nervous system was public property. You wore your thoughts on your skin, and anyone with half a brain could play you. Push your buttons, trigger your outrage, own your focus. You walk into rooms like a signal jam. Eyes hit you and retreat. People hesitate before speaking. You don't flinch. You don't blink. You don't tilt your head to seem approachable. You look, you register, and you choose silence unless speech grants control. Meetings shift. You're not just another contributor. You're the axis of gravity. They start reading your stillness as depth. Your lack of expression forces them to question their own words. They explain more. You reveal less. Advantage. You. In conflict, you win by leaking nothing. No spike in tone. No nervous laugh. No twitch. Just pure, unshakable presence. Measurable outcome. For 300% increase in perceived authority, 2x boost in decision-making clarity under pressure. Complete override of anxiety loops in confrontational settings. Noticeable reduction in emotional volatility, rise in post-meeting influence and follow-up deference. This isn't social skills. This is cold neurological dominance. You're no longer reacting, you're orchestrating. The override isn't a trick. It's a complete reprogramming of how you enter the world and how it folds around you. The psychological strike plan. Week 1, the signal lockdown phase. You begin by stripping away visible emotion, mirror drills, eye contact locking, voice tonality flattening. You'll record conversations and review every micro expression. Every twitch is an enemy leak. This week is brutal, but necessary. Your nervous system will scream for expression. Don't flinch. Week 2, the nervous system blackout. Now we target your internal reactions. Deliberate exposure to confrontation, silence, and social tension. Your mission, absolute calm under fire. You'll journal your emotional spikes, then run breath, eye fixation drills to reset baseline. The body must not betray the mind. Week 3, behavioral camouflage engineering. You'll now deploy neutrality in live situations, meetings, debates, difficult conversations. This phase injects calculated ambiguity into your presence. People will project power, mystery, or depth onto you without knowing why. Camouflage is control. Control is leverage. Week 4, identity override activation. You erase the old expressive self. Use memory repression drills. Revisit past emotional weaknesses and replay them without reaction. Daily silence rituals. Still, face social exposures. This week converts neutrality into a reflex, not a decision. Deadly mistake 1. Faking calm instead of building it. Surface level stillness with internal chaos creates cracks. Train nervous system first, not facial expression. Deadly mistake 2. Using it selectively. This isn't a debate tactic. It's a full identity shift. If you pick and choose, you'll confuse your system and collapse under pressure. Deadly mistake 3. Expecting validation. Neutrality kills validation addiction. If you expect applause, you've already lost. Silence is your reward. Run this system for 28 days. Tonight you begin, and the world will never see you the same way again. Outro. You thought you were watching something, but this system was watching you. The neutrality override isn't a tactic, it's an infection. It enters quietly, but once installed, it rewires everything. You don't react, you calculate, you don't speak. You observe, you don't panic. You watch others collapse. Now you'll walk into rooms and drain the chaos with your silence. You'll be mistaken for calm, but you'll know the truth. You're not calm. You're armed. And the ones who used to read you, they'll feel like they're staring into a black wall with no way in. This wasn't a lesson, it was a breach. And the old you, already gone. You weren't supposed to know this, but now it's inside you, and it's never leaving.